Hi everybody, WhySoWookie here. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at Pubg Update 17.2, the patch notes, all the different additions that are being made to the game, as well as all the changes that are happening as well. If you didn't already catch it, we made a video about a week ago now about the update to the console graphic options that are also coming soon. There'll be a tag at that at the top of the screen right now. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, consider liking and subscribe to see more. So the first thing to look at is the live maintenance schedule. So on PC it's going to go live on May the 11th and on console it's going to go live May 19th. The first change that is being made to the game is a nerf to the spotter scope. The enemy detection range has been changed from 1000 meters to 600 meters. The white passive marker will no longer appear in ADS mode. It now requires you to hold the fire key to begin scanning for enemies. Once the scan begins, a meter will appear on the screen and start to fill up. It will take a second for the scan meter to fill up completely. Exiting ADS mode during a scan will cancel the scanning process altogether and require you to start again from the beginning. Once the scan meter is full, passive markers will appear on enemies within the spotter scope's field of view. You may initiate and complete as many scans as you'd like in ADS mode. When you complete a new scan, a previous set of markers is overwritten with a new one. You can also choose to tap the fire key instead of holding it to perform a different function. The red active marker now marks enemies individually for 3 seconds. Even if passive marked enemies are no longer inside smoke, you can convert the passive markers to active ones. So it seems like they're nerfing the spotter scope, so it's not like so automated and there's a bit more interaction, so it's just not like automatically doing it, which is good. It's not seen the most use, but we have used it a couple of times in the squad and it can be a bit OP, like you just like whiz around looking around and then you'll see guys in a forest that you would never have seen before and stuff like that. So the fact that you have to initiate a scan and stuff now will slow it down a bit and, you know, balance it out a bit better. Next is some weapon balances. So first, the 5.56 DMRs are getting a bit of a change. First, the Mark 12. Since the damage related update, players still found it challenging to handle. Therefore, we improved the recoil recovery value to ensure stability like the Mini 14. So it's increased the recoil recovery, it's rebalanced the recoil reload related speed as well. And the Mini 14 has had its damage changed from 47 to 48, so a bit of a buff there on the Mini. I'm not sure it was quite needed because the Mini is really good anyway, but you know, it's going to be even more of a good choice. They've also made changes to the Mortar as well. It can now be deployed on any terrain except when the deploy angle is not secured or on water. The Mortar is going to be available in normal matches on Arungal, Miramar, Sanhok, Vikendi, Karakin, Paramo and Tego, but it won't be available on Haven. The Mortar now takes up the inventory slot and the weight is set to 50. It can be picked up and stored in the inventory again after use. Picking the Mortar up with the primary weapon in hand will automatically have use swapped to the Mortar. The ammo weight is lowered to 20, where it was previously 30, and ammo spawns in stacks of 3 to 5 opposed to 1 to 3. Next, the map service schedule is updating. So normal matches is going from Arungar, Miramar, Tego, Sanhok and Haven is getting switched out with Vikendi, so the return of Vikendi. And ranked is remaining the same as ever with Arungal, Miramar and Tego. Next, they've done a bit of a world update on Sanhok with the B-Duck collaboration. So basically, in the big water area on Sanhok, there's these big massive rubber duckies. And that's pretty much all they say about that, to be fair, so we'll have to look forward to. I imagine there'll be some in-game event to tie in with this as well, where you probably either unlock a spray or something like that. But we'll have to wait and see. Next, they've made some weather updates. The colours of the weather and terrain texture in Miramar have been adjusted to reduce the map's glaring yellow shade. Adjusted colour of certain weathers for Paramo, Haven and Karakin as well to represent a more realistic atmosphere. So just a little bit of a lighting and a graphical update there, which is always nice to see improvements in that department. Next, they've made some updates to training mode, and the first of these is the new 1v1 arena. How to use the 1v1 arena. So first you interact with the signboards located in front of the ticket booth outside the arena to either participate or spectate. Numerous interactable signboards to either sign up for a 1v1 match or to spectate are also scattered around the arena. Participants will be registered to the 1v1 matching pool. You can cancel it at any time. Spectators will enter the spectator arena after a 5-second countdown. The basic rules of a 1v1. You and your opponent will play 3 rounds. The player to win the first 2 will win. There is a time limit of 60 seconds per round. Once you spawn on the fighting grounds, you cannot move or receive any damage for 3 seconds. Your HP will be set to 200. You and your opponents will spawn on each side of the arena and switch sides every round. Your results will turn out as the following if your opponent quits during the round. When your opponent leaves in the first round, you win. When you lose the first round and your opponent leaves in the second round, it's a tie. When you win in the first round and your opponent leaves in the second round, you win. Your equipment, you'll have level 3s, and if you don't currently have weapons in there, you'll automatically be granted an M416, an SKS, a pan, a grenade, and a P18C sidearm. After a 1v1 match, the results screen will pop up displaying the final results along with the results for each round. Players who are in a lineup for a 1v1 matchmaking may enter as a spectator while waiting for the turn. Your screen will display the current situation of round in progress. Next, they've added another feature to the training mode, and that is map teleportation. So there's different places that you can automatically teleport to, and those are the aim and sound lab, the 1v1 arena, the practice range, a grenade training area, the firing range, the car shooting range, the parachute school, vehicle depot, and gear pickup. Next is the new Survivor Pass in Galaxy Squad. Now we're not going to go through all the skins in this video. I've already made a video going through all the skins that are available in the pass, and there'll be a little link to that appearing on the screen now, so check that one out if you haven't already. Next, they've added a new feature, which is the throwables timer. Now as we can see in this image, as you go to throw a grenade, you can see a little timer that appears on the screen. Now this isn't something I really agree with. I understand it's good for newer players trying to learn, but I think they should have kept it to the training matches and the matches where it's like 98% bots or something like that. Because this in a competitive mode, if you've already been playing the game for a while, you kind of know the timing of a grenade because you've done it for so long. But now it's just going to make it where like it's going to be perfect every single time, because you're always going to throw the perfect nade because you know when to release it. It's going to make a grenade so OP. We'll have to see what the effect of this is, but I personally think it's not ideal. They already said that it's not going in ranked and esports modes, but I don't think it should be in normal either. It should just be in the arcade and the training matches, is my opinion. But I'm sure if they get enough feedback on this, then they will switch it or mix it up slightly. So if you have your own opinions on this feature, let Pubg know, and they will change things through player feedback. Next is a loot recommendation feature. Relatively new or returning players seem to struggle and take some time learning and picking up appropriate items for their possessions. To relieve that stress and provide an even better looting experience, we've decided to add a new loot recommendation feature. The appropriate ammo type and equipment such as vests, helmets, backpacks found on the ground will be highlighted for the loot you are holding. The ammo for the weapon you have equipped, primary or secondary, will be highlighted. Equipment with higher levels than your current ones will be highlighted. This feature will be turned on as default, but can be turned off in the gameplay settings. So if you're already experienced with the game, you can just turn it off and ignore it. Next, they've updated it so you can use items in the driver's seats. And it says, have you been mainly in charge of driving in your squad? In my case, yes. If that is the case, listen up. Forget the miserable times of not being able to use bandages or boost items while driving. Remember how you had to take turns driving to heal yourself while travelling through blue zones? With this new update, your driver can remain seated in the cockpit until the end of time, even in solos. So what you'll be able to use is bandages, any drinks, pain pills, adrenalines are usable. Available in the driver's seat of all vehicles including boats. First aids and medkits can't be used. Item use will be cancelled in the following situations. Same conditions apply as cancelling the use of bandages and boost when not in the driver's seat. Anything apart from driving straight, auto driving, turning vehicle off or driving backwards will cancel the use as well. And then finally, they've just got a massive list of bug fixes. I'll not go through all of those, but I'll leave a link in the description of the video in case you can check out any bugs that you've been experiencing there. But that's it for this update. It's quite a decent update, a good amount of balance in there, some good new features for newer players as well. A new survivor pass is always nice as well, but no big map updates this time. It's interesting to me that the Vikendi's come back in the playing pool now, considering that the Vikendi's due for its remaster, so it might be a little bit further out than we thought. But I'd be surprised if Vikendi remaster was like update 18.1 now, because they'd put Vikendi back in the player pool unaltered the update before. If that was going to be the case, they might as well just left Haven in for another update and then had the big Vikendi reveal in 18.1. But we will have to wait and see. I have been missing Vikendi, rolled on dropping Dino Land, dressed as a dinosaur from the Survivor Pass as well. But I'll let you check out the other video for that. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider liking and subscribing to see more. Wookie out.